My name is Peter Decherney, and I'm a professor of cinema studies at the University of Pennsylvania. I teach courses on film and media history, among other subjects. In my courses, I regularly use clips that I just analyze myself or I have students analyze. I think it's very important to have high-quality clips, digital quality clips. I often plug them into presentations. I'll show clips side by side, or a clip next to a still image, or a clip next to text. And I frequently make clips from DVDs or other forms of digital media. The 1998 Digital Millennium Copyright Act made it illegal to circumvent the copy protection on DVDs and other digital media in order to make these clips for class. It basically outlawed a common practice among media professors. I should have done something sooner, but I waited until the 2006 rulemaking to apply for an exemption. Every 3 years, the Copyright Office asks for petitioners to let them know where fair use has been harmed by the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. This is one case where not just fair use has been harmed, but an exemption, an educational exemption to copyright law has been interfered with. In 2006, two colleagues and I asked the Copyright Office for an exemption to the DMCA for media professors making clips for use in class. The exemption process entails 2 rounds of written comments and then a hearing at the Copyright Office. We made a number of arguments in the written comments. I think the most important argument we made, though, was about quality. We argued, I think so obviously successfully, that media professors really need high-quality digital clips for use in classes. So I think an interesting question is who would oppose such an exemption for media professors making clips for use in classes. I was surprised when we got to the hearing and who showed up to oppose the exemption, but the Motion Picture Association of America, the DVD Copy Control Association, that's the organization that licenses keys, decryption keys for devices like DVD players, the Time Warner, Pioneer, another lawyer who was there representing a dozen or so other groups who opposed any and all exemptions. And the arguments against us were interesting as well. Pioneer thought that we should wait and let the market come up with a new technology that would solve this clip-making problem. Pioneer was working on a technology at the time, and it never came to market. And so far, in the next 2 years after the hearing, there's still no device that does this. Time Warner and the DVD CCA both thought that we needed a permission system. Time Warner said that we should ask permission every time we wanted to use any clip in class. There are obviously lots of problems with such a permission system. The biggest, though, is that it could become a form of censorship, and we wouldn't want professors to have to ask every time they're going to use an example in class. They don't have to do that with books. It shouldn't be done with digital media. I was actually most surprised by the Motion Picture Association of America's response to our exemption proposal. They argued that professors didn't need access to digital quality for use in teaching. They thought that analog quality was good enough. Now, the Motion Picture Association, or at least their members, spend billions of dollars every year making high-definition films for release on Blu-ray or HD TV. And I was surprised they didn't think students should study films in the way they were meant to be shown. What do I think about the exemption being renewed every 3 years? It seems like we just finished the application for the last exemption, and already it's time to renew it. So on the one hand, it takes a lot of time, and I don't love that. On the other hand, it's not clear what direction DRM will take, and the impact of the DMCA continues to change. And I think the consequences actually increasingly are more severe, and so it's important to continue to revisit the impact of the DMCA. I think it's not a surprise that there are more exemptions with each rulemaking and not fewer. Do we plan to to expand our exemption or ask for new exemptions? Yes, we plan to expand our request to have our exemption expanded during the 2009 rulemaking, to expand it so that it encompasses all media owned by universities that are being used by media professors, not just the narrower class of DVDs and that exist in a department library. But we also want to ask for one more exemption, which I think is very important, And that's an exemption for students in media classes who need to use media as part of assignments to create multimedia projects, remixed projects, mashups that are regularly submitted as part of their coursework.